Hello everybody, welcome back to the garage in Spain. My name's Gary. Well, this is a long overdue video. It should have been out in December, but due to things that are happening over Christmas and New Year, I've decided to put this off and call it the New Year's update instead. So first of all, I would like to thank all of the subscribers who have joined the channel since my last video. It's really amazing and I'm very grateful to all those new people who have signed up. And just to mention that at the end of the video, if you'd like what you've seen, please leave a little like, leave any comments or questions you may have in the little section below, and remember to use that subscribe button. Anyway, without further ado, let's discuss what I'm going to do this year. I'm hoping to bring into play a new out and about video series. Now this will be based on all the railways around the southern part of Spain. There's not that many, obviously we can't compete with the UK, but I've taken the idea from Fox Hill Railway, young Neil, who's an expat who lives up in France, and he has a rather contagious grinning smile, which is his trademark that he uses for his out and about videos, and it's very well worth you popping down to see his channel. I'll leave a little link up here so you can just have a look down and see what he's up to, and I thought I'd develop that myself and show a few videos. Now, one thing I did do, I had a road trip out to Granada at the beginning of October, and I've picked up a little bit of video just to try out an example for you, and it's based on the Renfe main line and also the metro tram system that they have out in Granada. And I've put together a little video, and again there should be a little link up here for you, and if you have a look at that, see what you think, leave some comments and some suggestions, and we'll see if we can develop that next year. Anyway, moving on, we'll take the camera down off the tripod and we'll have a look around the layout and see what I've been up to. So for Christmas, my first present to myself was a little kit of parcels and cases, and that was from Model Scenery Supplies up there in Cromer in Norfolk. So I'm going to use these around the station area, and you can see these obviously just outside the parcels office. The WH Smiths you can see in the background there is being shop fitted at the moment, so that's an ongoing job for the station. But the actual models that I've placed on the station platform I'm really pleased with. Their attention to detail is excellent. So I also obtained some unpainted plastic and white metal kits from them, which over the next few months I'll be adding to the layout. But as you can see, the detail is quite good, and I think well worth the money. This is the newest addition to the layout. This was given to me by my best friend. Her late father had a huge layout in a shed in his garden, and she kindly bought this up for me as a belated birthday present. And as you can see, it runs well. I've put a DCC chip in, and I'm really pleased to have that. That's a lovely addition. The next area is round at the carriage sidings, and I've now managed to get some trestles made. These are a scratch build, and I'm really pleased with they've come along really well. I've weathered those up now to make them look as if they're old and covered with water and the soap suds and everything. And the next thing is the addition of the rock retaining cables, not a crash barrier as such for the cars, but more of a retaining barrier for any rocks that may come down once they're actually put into the layout. And these were put together with plastic strip and some cotton. At first I thought I'd just buy an off-the-shelf kit, but they were too expensive and didn't quite look as good as I think these do. So pretty simple to do. So here I've got a little jig that I just hold various models together with, and it's just a case of lining them up, and then it's 2mm square strip, and I just use a 0.75 drill in my pin vise, and on the lolly stick that's fixed onto the board there, I've just marked up the distances between the holes, and then there's also a mark on there to mark the depth that I want the post to be pushed into the ground, and also a cutting off point which means I can just repeat the process. It's a little bit laborious, but it's well worth doing. And once that's done, and they can be easily pushed into the layout. And as you can see, if you're using a little jig, all the holes are cut to the same point. So moving around, that was the another shot of the mallard there, looking really nice in the station, and pulling a set of Gresley coaches behind. And now the next edition was something that I'd seen on Paul Chapman's site up there at Galborne Hall. It's very well worth having a look at this, and in fact I'll leave a little link in the description, and also above here. He'd built a little shelter for a friend of his, and actually published a video, which is the one that I've left the link for. And from that I just sort of decided to have a little go at a bus shelter. Whether or not it's going to stay on the layout, I don't know yet, but I'm working on that, just something else to play around with. So that's the overall look of the station area at the moment. And then I decided, as it's quite nice and sunny at the moment, I would go outside and put together some preparatory wood for the extended elevated section in the branch line. Now I'm very fortunate that when the weather is nice, and we do have clear sunny weather even in the winter, it's quite nice to get out into the garden, and I can actually do some preparation ready for work that I'm going to do in the layout. Now this particular set of wood is in fact just 5mm MDF, and I'm just measuring out. I'm not going to show the whole lot of me cutting every single piece, but I'm fortunate enough to have a workmate, so I thought, right, I might as well show that I do actually do a little bit of my own cutting and machining. So the MDF was the best use I could find here. Plywood over in Spain is extremely expensive, so MDF falls into a very affordable bracket, so I'm using that instead. And I found that over the years that I've been using it, it does work very well. So basically what I've done here, I had some strips left over from another project I'd been working on, and decided that I would cut these up into small segments and use them for stacking pieces underneath the rails, which you'll see in a few minutes. So this is the new design of the elevated section, just to give a little bit of difference to the layout. So I've decided to come up to the height of a standard, it's actually a Hornby arch, viaduct arch. That, whether or not that stays, I'm not sure yet, but that gave me my 80mm height that I've come up, and I've worked out quite a few bits and pieces and worked out that there's a just under 3° incline, which is excellent. I've run every train that I proposed to on here, and this is me sending the class 21 round with probably the largest train that would use the elevated section. And obviously, as I say, it's a nice dapole unit, so they wouldn't have any problems, but I just wanted to make sure once it was all up and running that that was going to manage to get over the rise. Bit of a bonus of a running session for you as well. As you can see, the Class 21 had no problems at all with the rise, and once it was up and running, I was really pleased with the way the track's sitting, although it hasn't been fixed down at all. And the little stacks of MDF won't obviously be seen, so I haven't gone to the extent of machining specially designed risers. These are just packed up, so I can just see what effort the train would have to have. So the next new addition on the layout on the branch line board is the Hornby turntable, which is purely there for when I'm playing trains. It's not supposed to be authentic or prototypical. And the other thing I've done to help me when I'm between the two controllers, the select here on the branch line and the Elite, I've put myself a two-way toggle switch with a relay system so that I can use one or t'other, not using them as a handheld, but it works, and it saves me unplugging and plugging into the track, which is next to the turntable switch. So that completes the run through the layout, and we finish with a running session. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed today's update on the layout. A shorter video than I expected, but plenty of work to do in the future, and I'll keep you abreast of that with the regular updates. So as I said in the earlier part of the video, if you leave any comments, I'll get back to you as soon as I can with those. Any suggestions, please leave, and please don't forget to subscribe. Use the little button up here at the end of the video and you'll be able to get yourself connected up. Don't forget to push the little bell icon, because that will then make sure that any videos I release you get prior warning of. Anyway, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.